excited about this. Good job. Round of applause. This is a film that's very philosophical. It has a lot to do with AI. And it's a conversation between the main character who is unnamed. Does he have a name in the movie? Yeah.
Me? I was called Todd.
Todd, right.
My name's Todd.
Todd and the AI Athena.
Yeah.
Right. So
Played by Donnelly Heising.
she couldn't be here today?
No, she couldn't be here.
That's very unfortunate. Now, could you tell us though, what made you come up with something like this? I mean, this is something
Well,
groundbreaking.
Yeah, well, let me explain that. I didn't come up with it. This movie was the short film was written and directed by Craig Railsback. So this is how it went. Okay, my name is LaJean Stewart. So Craig Railsback, I worked with he and Donnelly Heising on a short film called Down and Out in Vampire Hills. And you can imagine, campy, very, very campy. And so we did that project 2 years ago, and it went really, really well. We got highly acclaimed, we won a lot of awards. Then Craig Railsback, the director, comes to me, he says, LaJean, I've written a short film that you're going to be the lead of, and you're going to win a lot of awards. I'm like, really? Okay. Well, he wrote the job, we filmed the job, and he was so right. So this story basically, how it is that it's a story of redemption. And we all have our choices. Like the one after mine, the guy in the liquor store, was that yours?
Yes.
Yeah, come on now. Yeah, it was like, we all have our choices. And so, me as Todd, trying to find myself. And Donnelly Heising was basically trying to lead me to make some good choices. So it wasn't all about me trying to get a job. It was about me getting my life together and making good choices and doing the right thing. So this film shows, so when she played the cards out, one from the past said that I had messed up. I didn't do everything right. And then the present card, the guy with the stick, as I said, the hermit, I was at the point then where I could get over the things that I'd done wrong, ask for forgiveness, because I do believe in God, and make better of your life. Or you could make it worse by not asking for forgiveness, number one, because I believe, as well as stop making bad choices and let's make some good choices. So that very last card she turned over more or less symbolized that I, LaJean Stewart, am going to be a big star. That's what this represents, believe it or not. And from this film, we've entered this into several film festivals. I was in the Culver City Film Festival, and I won Best Actor short films out of 300 actors. And then it was entered into the Golden State Film Festival, and I won Best Improv Actor, and that was 700 actors. And again, with this short film, I won an award in Paris, France, in India, and in Greece. So Donna and Craig, they've changed my life. I ended up on the cover of Harper's Bazaar because of the fame of this film. So they taking me under their wing and they're allowing me to do what I need to do, be a great actor, and this is a vehicle that shows that I know what I did. I will say one more thing, I'm not gonna talk forever. My claim to fame is Pirates of the Caribbean. So if you ever see Pirates of the Caribbean films, they always have a token black guy. Okay, so I'm the token black guy in Dead Man's Chest #2. So what I'm just explaining to you guys that this allowed me to really act and not just be the token, but to show my skills. So they gave me a great opportunity, and I'm just grateful to be here. And I thank Lynn, and of course, and you.
Okay.
What is this? Tell us about it.
Of course, about women. That is right. I think in the whole world, there's lots of women not being well looked after, and I think we just need to unite together. And just in the movie, they say that we have 8 to 9 minutes. We can make the country, and then we need to build it up, the attention, and then helping each other to make it perfect. United Nations. That is other representatives. So it's directed by Chinese guy, and he cannot come here, and because a lot of them they are in the movie set, so I'm the one to represent them.
Hi, nice to meet you. This had some amazing cinematography. Please tell us about the process.
Andrew Aguero, he's my director, and when I reached out to him about shooting a short film, and I found him on Film Freeway, so I entered a contest they had out, and they had on the Film Freeway, and my screenplay at the time, it advanced to the finalists, and so from that we connected, and Andrew wanted to shoot the short film. And I said to Andrew, this is very personal to me because it's based on me. I was a young minister in East Texas, and very highly thought of minister in our religion, which is the Church of Christ. I was the first black minister, young minister, to step into the white pulpits in the 80s in East Texas. And you know, when I went there to preach, when I was invited to preach, you know, everything went well, but somewhere along in my ministry, some things happened, and it caused me to turn away from faith, God, religion, period. Wanted anything to do with it. But it appeared that God hadn't finished with me. And I went through a very traumatic times in my life. Homelessness, very bad way. Suicidal, lost some things that were very important to me. And that's when God showed me that he is real. Because during that time of trauma, the little miracles that kept happening in my life, right as I stepped to the edge to end it, made me back up and go another day, and another day. And then I would get back on that edge again, and another miracle. And I started to understand, what are you trying to tell me, God? And it was like, in my mind, I would hear a voice say, right. This is my first screenplay. I never had dreams. And so my head would get so full, it was like it was about to explode. I had to get paper, and I just started writing, just writing. And when I wrote for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, I never read what I wrote, just writing. And I put it down, and my head relaxed. And like I said, I got back on that edge again, my head would explode, and I could write. Just write. And after 10 years of writing, and that's how long I was in that traumatic situation, I let someone read it, and they said, "Holy Toledo, you need to take that to Hollywood." I said, "What?" They said, "Take that to Hollywood. Take that to Hollywood." And I didn't know anything about Hollywood. You know, how? And so I tried reaching out to some people, and you know, you can't do that if you unsolicited writer or whatever that is. So someone told me, submit it into festivals, and I did. But I want to say this, for anyone that's going through trials, tribulation, and trouble, God is real. And if you would just let him, he would change your life. One of the most times when I was really down, he sent me my wife. And you see the age difference in us. And I was in Hollywood one day, and I was just thinking, you know, and I said, you know, I've gone as far as I can go. And there, I felt this energy. And I felt that energy before with the umbrella. I was walking down the street one day, and there was this person walking down toward me, coming toward me with an umbrella. It was a golden umbrella, but you know, you don't think anything about that in California. You know, people, it wasn't sunny, it was a cloudy day. So, you know, I didn't think anything, but the energy, as I got close to this person walking toward me, I started doing, you know, it was the energy that made me do this. And I looked at the person, and as they walked past me, they said, God is a just and righteous Redeemer. And I just looked around. I didn't say anything to him as it said in here, but that energy, this day, I felt the energy behind me. I turned around, and Lee was walking up to me, and she said, she just got here from Vietnam. Can you tell me how to get to Universal Studios? And I looked at her, and something in my spirit said, don't let her get away. Wow. At the time, I was 50. She was 18.
Right.
And I said to her, I'm going to Universal Studios, which I wasn't. I was suicide. And she said, oh. I said, no, I said, it's all right, it's daytime. I said, we're going to go out here and take the metro train. And as we got on the train, we were talking, and when we got to Universal Studios, she was going to Universal Studios, and I said, why don't you, let's go to a movie. She said, huh? And I said, go to the movie with me. The movie's right here. She said, oh, okay. And so we went to the movie, but halfway during the movie, she jumped up and ran out. I didn't do anything, I didn't touch her or anything, but she came back that next day. And the reason why, because I was homeless and didn't have a phone, so I gave her a fake number. And when she called that number to tell me she was counseling that day, she couldn't reach me. But God touched her spirit that she came to the meeting place where we agreed to meet. And I was there, and we've been together ever since. And she has lifted my life. So my whole point is that all during my traumatic situation, rebelling against God, screaming at him fiercely, leave me alone, just fiercely. God kept leading me and told me to write, just write. And I wrote, and at the mercy of faith and bond.
I'll answer the questions.
The niece there, okay, she thought of the segundos. You know the little story about the little boy?
Yes.
Yeah. So why are you up here?
I don't have a poster, and
So you need to come on.
Either way, yeah.
Come on up, though. Yeah. You know, the Segundo is the story of the little boy. He was drowned. It's a true story.
yeah, I'm
In Puerto Rico.
representing Gloria Laino, who had a family emergency.